we'll go for MakeHuman. So I presume you've installed MakeHuman. It does take a little while to boot up, actually, MakeHuman. This is MakeHuman. We have done it before, but say people are a bit stuck on the clothing. So if we go to files, now I've got a couple of men already sorted out. On the right hand side there, I've got my man there, generic man with a pair of coveralls. You can print that, that's fine. What's my other one? There we go. And there's another one there, and he's got a boiler suit on. And these come out quite well. But what you've got to do is find decent clothes. We'll go to the home, or this is, I think it might be the home. If you Google MakeHuman, and this is what comes up basically. And this is the community page. It's not the installing page, it's community page for clothes. And it will come up with some of these, and it will give you a bit of an idea of what's about and what you can install. Now, it's not everything though, because I'll show you on the MakeHuman, you can search for more stuff, but it hasn't got thumbnails. It's a bit hit and miss. We'll go to close, yeah, and then it will come to this, and it's just a big long list, and you can go through it if you want, like uniform, but you can get a thumbnail gallery. So go to the top. This is basically the thumbnail view. Now you can't download these, but what you can do is either take a snapshot of it or just write it down. But one thing to look for is the maker. This Elverin is a good one for some basic clothes. And now a lot of this stuff is stuff we're not going to use. Well, unless you're into sci-fi and stuff like that. And we'll scroll down, we'll go past the private parts and stuff. There's women's clothing, a lot of it. It's don't go by the colour, just look past the colour and just go for the shape of stuff. I mean, there is some stuff you can use on here. There's a lot you can't, but there is some. And if we go down, where are we going? Hair's not a great thing unless you're going big scale. Oh, and below, you can't see the hair anyway. Hat's a good one. Someone was asking for a boater the other day. Well, it's pretty hard to get one, but you've got a crude hat there. There is some that are equivalents, but you've got to look past the styles of them. You've got a bowler hat, if you're going back in the 50s, or no, as a trilby, and that's that Elverin, or Elverwin bloke. He does some good stuff. I've got a lot of his. Bits and bobs. Trousers, don't look at the skinny jeans and that, because they just don't come out well. Look at the baggy stuff, and there's not much baggy stuff here. That's a good one if you've got a man on the toilet because he's got his trousers down. But I'll show you the ones I've got on my one. And so you can go through, you will find some little gems, but there's also a lot of rubbish on here, unless you're into role playing. But I did find some bits. So we'll go back to MakeHuman. Now, when you come to dress your man, go to geometrics on the left, and it will come up. And these are the ones I've got here on the right. So when you clothe your man or woman, they will be highlighted. So if you unclick them, you'll undress him. Now, on here, there's the bits that I like. Elves Male Flat Cap. Now, that's a good one. You might not look any good now, but it's pretty good. And if you want a pair of boots, these combat boots, they look a bit big. It's time you got a pair of trousers on there. Perfect. Elves Men sweater. Now, look past the colour of it, and that will, 50s, 60s, that sort of era. All right, it's not today, but the time you paint this in the colour you want, it's going to be absolutely fine. And the trousers are quite baggy as well. Get a fedora. See, some of these come up a bit small. Well, it's not too bad. But say, these are all the things you can look for. Now there we go, a work suit. Oh, I had that one on the other one. That's quite a general purpose one. You can have the work suit and then you can put a jacket on him. You know, that wouldn't be too bad. Forget the logo and everything. But for a workman or someone in a crowd. Anyway, so you do your modelling in MakeHuman. We'll take this man and we'll change the hat. We'll get rid of that and we'll put another flat cap on. And then what we need to do is rig him, put some bones in him. Now it will come in with none. The best one to use on the rig presets right hand side is a CMU MB. If you go for the other ones, you'll see this rig here, if you look on the left, 53 bones. Too many for us. Default, no toes, 137. That's a lot of bones to mess around with. But the CMU MB, 31 bones, and that's just right. There's no finger bones per se. There's a thumb bone, I think, but it makes life a lot easier. So once you've got that up, you're happy, you've got him dressed, you want to launch your Blender. So we'll come into Blender. You've got your splash screen, click away from it, press A to select everything, and then delete. I'll tell you what I will switch on. I've got a thing here that shows the, there you go, so you can see what buttons I'm pressing. Now, to install the Blender, you have to download 4 files from MakeHuman and install them into Blender. So once you download them, there'll be 4 zip files. We can go back to the beginning or it'll be in the link. So you download 4 files and you have to install them in Blender. So if you go to Edit, top left, click on, come down the list to Preferences. This is where you'll put your add-ons. So you've got all your different things you can change here. Click on add-ons and you've got official ones that are on there, community. This is stuff that the community write and you can install. Yeah, and so if you want to install the MakeHuman add-ons, just press install. Go to where you downloaded. You will find the zip files. Click on the zip file, install the add-on, and it's as easy as that. And what it will do, it will come up and it will come up with a new add-on. Now, if you want to, we'll find the ones, the MakeHuman's ones. There we go. Now, not the bottom one, but these top 4 are the ones you need. So you've got MakeHuman, MH Community plugin, and you have to tick it. And if you click on the little arrow, it gives you descriptions down here of what's what. And then you've got MakeHuman Make Clothes, MakeHuman Make Skin, and MakeHuman Make Target. That's the 4 files you need. So now you're on your blank screen, press N, and it will bring up a side screen with a load of toolbars on it. You'll find the MakeHuman ones are all there. Click on the one that says MakeHuman, and up the top there, it's got Import Human. Now, if you've done it right, Blender will be attached to MakeHuman, and you should be able to import your human fully rigged. So there's me man. So look, them jeans, when they come out, they're terrible, skinny jeans. So if you press A and delete, I'll go back, because that's not my, we'll go back to the file and we'll bring in my man. Yep, pose, CMB, we'll go back to Blender and we'll import him because he's got better clothing, I find. A lot of the stuff comes out and it comes out with skinny jeans, and then you've got there we go, we've got a few creases in that, and these paint up a lot better. So we've got your man in. If you look at the rig, the skeleton on a rig, I don't like the look of this one. So if you come over to the right here, it's a running man, viewpoint display, and it's got wire. Click on and go for stick man, and it gives you a better way. So you've got your stick man now. Now it's a case of put them in a pose what you want. So what we do, click on the rig, top left, and then we go to pose mode. We've got object, edit, pose. So we'll go into pose mode. Now we can move the hands. So if you click on a finger, press G, which grabs it, and look, it goes everywhere. So what we need to do is get these bones connected. So when you click on the one bone at the bottom, the rest move. So click on that bottom bone, over to the right. If you press N, it gets rid of this side screen as well, just takes up room. So click that bottom bone, over to the right, and we got the bone, what do they call it? Constraint properties. And it's got a add bone constraint, and then we come down to IK, inverse kinetics. We click on that, and what that does, it gives us, we tell it how many bones it wants to go up the string. So chain length, we'll just change that to 5, because I know that's a good one for arms. And we'll do the same on the other side. We'll click on the furthest bone away, add constraint, inverse kinetics, and then we'll change that chain length to 5. Now, when we click on that bone there, if we press G, now we can move our man where we want. Yeah. So you can pose him, you can do what you like with him now. So if we do it and escape, now sometimes you want to mirror what he's doing. Say we wanted to read a paper, save changing one to the other. If you go up to pose options, it's got X-axis mirror. So if you click on that, next time you come down, click on a finger, press G for grab, and now, so you can bring it up, you can put your hands in your pockets or whatever, and then both hands will do the same. It is handy for different things you want to do. But also, right, I'm going. You can move your bones and that if you don't like that method. Is, say you want to move this arm, click on this bone here, along the top here, move, rotate, and it's a bit of a knack. Now, a couple of good buttons to use is 1 on the number pad, will bring you a face view, 3 will give you the side view, and 7 give you a top view. So 1, 3 and 7 are good ones, you know, to mess about with. Also, if you've gone far away and you think, I don't know where my man is, press the home button, and there we go, it'll pop back on the front. Excuse me, good shortcut to know. So we wanted a bloke firing a rifle. So personally, I would all, which selects the whole set of bones in a rotation, and I would do rotate. I think it was X90. Wrong. Oh. Right, so we'll click A for all. We'll press R for rotate. Now you can do this. You've got this arrow here. There's a good one. And the further away you go from the arrows, the slower it goes. If you come in close, you've got no control. So press R for rotate. Press X for on the X-axis, and press 90, and it'll put you, rotate your object 90 degrees on the X-axis. Now, I think that shooting one, that is leg up, we can rotate that. Right, on this one, we don't want X mirror on. We just want it as is. So we'll go on there. We'll put that leg out there. Put that leg in there. Now this is all whatever you want to do. And then I will rotate that one, put his foot on the ground. It's a sort of shooting pose, isn't it? Then we want to bring up his hand. So I would do a G on this one and pull it forward as far as you can. Do the same on the other one, really. G, and pull that one forward because they've got to come forward. We'll do it on the Y-axis. That's it. Looks a bit sad, but there we go. Now, you've got to think how you would pose yourself. So you need to straighten the back up a bit. This is all practice, I tell you. And then move that up, move the head up, not too much. And then I would rotate that one that way. And then the head that way. So when you put the rifle in his hand, he's going to be aiming along the rifle. I won't go through all the process of adding the rifle unless anyone wants to see it. But you can see the idea. Just by a few clicks, you get a man posing, and you can bring a rifle in, put it in the right position, and then just add the hands to it. Right, so you're in pose mode. Pose mode is what it says. You move your man around. I mean, that's arm there could come round. It's a lot to show this in a demo is a bit boring, really, because all it is moving it around until you can get the right, position. But anyway, if you want to add, say, a rifle to him, what we should do is we'll go from pose mode, top left, back to object mode. So there's your man on the ground. I did find a file for a rifle, file, import, and I think it was an STL. I can't remember now. Yeah, rifle STL. There we go. So there's my rifle. So what I need to do is move that. We'll move it up. We can rotate. We use the tools on the left. And then we'll move them. There is a one button here that does everything. So you've got scale, rotate and move all in one button, really. But you've got to be careful which ones you're pressing. So it is handy. So if you want to move it, you use the arrow. If you want to rotate it, you use the curve things. And scaling it, you use the small arrows inside. So it's an all-in-one, which is sometimes easier, sometimes not. So we'll move this rifle over. So if we press 1, we can see there. And then we've got to go up. Now, you've got to remember that rifle looks a bit too long for me. So, that sort of thing. We can always scale it again. We'll move that back in his shoulder. All right, we'll go back into pose mode. If you want to go into pose mode, you have to click on the rig. So on the rig, into pose mode. So, right, we've got a rifle. It looks a bit short now, actually, but there we go. Do tab. Oh, no. We'll go in object mode. I scaled that a bit too. There we go. So this is all just basically playing. It doesn't make good really demo, I don't think, but there we go. So right, we want to put his hand on the trigger. So click on the end bone, press G for grab. And we do a grab. And then do a rotate on that. You see what I mean? This is not good. But it's good practice for you if you want to on a blue. There we go. But you're not far off. Once you're there, it is fine. It is fine tuning. It really is. But what you need to do is once you get where you are, go back to object mode, press Control A and apply the scale. That way, everything is set back on the item. The scale will be set to 1. Because sometimes if you don't apply the scale, let's have a look. We'll go in edit mode. See, things happen. Yeah, because Blender is like that. But in object mode, we're fine. So.